Welcome to the Cathedral, my most ambitious build to date. From the beginning, it was clear I couldn't just stack dominoes to create the arches. And it's not a cathedral without arches. Therefore, I would need to create dominoes which are angled, so they can be stacked into the shape of an arch. So as a proof of concept, my first prototype used wooden wedges glued onto dominoes to do this. Setting it up was scary and took a number of tries, but amazingly, it worked. So, proof of concept successful. Now it's time to buy a table saw so I can just cut the dominoes to angles instead of using the wooden wedges, which are frankly just awkward and look ugly. So I created a bunch of arch segments with my new table saw. But no matter how many times I tried, the thing just wouldn't stand up, and I was really starting to despair that the whole idea was just not going to work. So then I discovered the chain roll. Thank you, University of Waterloo, Canada. You are a lifesaver. So the way this works is that you first draw your arch on a piece of paper. That's the black lines here. And then you hang a chain that goes on the arch. If the chain hangs entirely within the boundaries of the arch, you're okay. But you can see here, it actually goes outside the boundaries of the arch, just a little bit. And then on this side, it's even worse. So the way to fix this is, I re-angled the base of the arch, that's the red lines here, so that it fits right along the chain. And then magically, it worked. Look at this, so much more stable. Now, when I made the arches for the front door, I used the chain rule right away, and they both worked first time. And they just look amazing. So, hooray science. To finish up the design, I made two more changes. First, I added spacers to make the arch wider for stability, and then some rubber feet, for a good grip. With all these changes, I was now ready to tackle a cross arch, so I assembled a bunch more segments, and after some fiddling, actually got it to stand. It's just super cool. All along, a major concern was, how am I going to set this thing up? I knew that medieval builders would use wooden frames and then build the stone arch on top. Now, for my version, I tried lots of different solutions, such as various foam core and wooden versions. I ended up with styrofoam. It's nice and light, and then I used a scissor lift from my Lego grand piano kit to gently lower it out of the way. But even so, every build was a challenge. And getting the arches placed right was absolutely critical. Too far apart and you'd get gaps that made it unstable. So I started using spacers around the keystone to help compensate. Compared to the arches, building the towers and the stained glass windows was a breeze. The only complex part of the towers is that there are some odd patterns for some of the levels. So here are some patterns for 3x3 and 5x5 structures if you ever need them. The last part was to knock it down. The flying buttresses have so much weight, right, by design, that I figured the only reliable method would be to use mouse traps, which are, frankly, very, very scary. But, maybe I can build a better mouse trap. Okay, so first we create a safety so that if they trip accidentally, they won't take down the whole structure or snap onto my fingers. I ended up with this U-shaped device made of domino spare parts glued together, and it worked great. Second is to add wings to make them easier to tape to the floor. And third is to work out a way to tie monofilament to the mousetrap to get the right amount of tension. Note that looping the monofilament around the bar like this actually doubles the pull length, which makes it more reliable. So all in all, this was an unexpectedly large amount of research and design for just one build, but I am so happy with the result. Thank you.